friends. This is Lisa, your favorite spoon bunny, and welcome back to the Life Spoontastic. Today's episode is brought to you by Texas weather. If you don't like it, wait 5 minutes, it will change. Thanksgiving was fantastic. It was full of family and fun and food and just so many things to be grateful for. I just could not ask for more. But Black Friday was indeed a dark day. It brought with it a change in weather, and unfortunately, living life in the Life Spoontastic, you become a human barometer, unfortunately, and with the weather changes comes lots of changes in pain levels, in energy, and in your mood, unfortunately. But that's another episode. If you want to know about a little bit more about how the weather affects the chronic illness patient, check out my other video entitled Under Pressure. For today's episode, we go back to an adventure last Friday where it began raining very early on Friday morning. I would say about 4 a.m. it started raining. And it came down buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets. And it was nearly nonstop until at least lunchtime. And even beyond lunchtime, it was like 1 o'clock before I kind of looked at my husband and was like, well, what are we going to do? Because if you've paid enough attention to my other videos, you know that we have 2 dogs. We have twin German Shepherds by the name of Bonnie and Claire. And they need a break. They need to go out. They need to go potty. And we didn't know how we were going to do that with it raining nonstop. You know, no clue whatsoever. So my husband was checking the forecast. And he was looking for a break in the rain. We were listening for a pause in the rhythm, so to speak. And we thought we had, you know, we thought we had a line on when we could go, as far as being able to get our dogs out of their kennels, because the poor babies, they had been in their kennels all morning. We hadn't been able to take them out. So we thought we had a line on being able to get going. And so we did. We took them out just shortly after 1 o'clock in the afternoon and got them on their leads, got going, got underway. And no sooner did we get maybe a block away from the house than the heavens unloaded on us. It started pouring down rain. And of course, I can't run. That's not happening for the chronic illness patient here. So I had to try and, you know, walk as fast as I could with my CRPS legs and with my 60-pound German Shepherd in tow and try and get back to the house as quickly as I could. Well, by the time I did get back to our front door, I didn't realize that the rainwater had unleashed a brand new sort of hell on me. By the time I reached my front door, my skin was screaming. And I know that sounds really, really weird. But here's the deal. Paresthesia is one of the symptoms of CRPS. And I know it's a symptom of several other neuro disorders like mine. Paresthesia is a fancy word for sort of creepy crawlies under your skin, or like pins and needles in your skin. And it makes for some very, very serious itchies. Like the kind you only get when you've been exposed to like poison ivy or poison oak. It's that bad. And of course, hyperesthesia, we've talked about hyperesthesia aplenty in my previous episode of What's Your Superpower. But paresthesia on this scale, I have never experienced before. And of course, I had no idea what to do with it. Because I was completely soaked to the bone. My jeans were all wet. My shirt was all wet. I mean, I was beyond, like, I was drenched. So my husband, you know, was the sweetheart that he always is. He was trying to check on me, and he was trying to make sure I was all right. And he was standing at the door and waiting to unlock it. And he was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was out of breath already, and my skin was screaming. And I was like, "Just get in, just get in, just get in, just get in." I was, poor guy. I was really freaking out on him quite a lot. And I had to apologize to him rather profusely afterward. But, you know, I shot in the door. I dropped the leash on my dog. I ran to the bathroom. And of course, you know, my wet clothes gone, you know, in 2 seconds flat. And even then, you know, I grabbed a towel and I was drying myself off. I was drying myself so hard that my skin was turning red. And the reason I was drying myself off so that hard was because of the itch that the rainwater had brought with it. And I did not understand this new hell, because I had never been caught out in the rain like that in the 5.5 years that I've lived with CRPS, which is kind of a funny thing to say, but that's the truth. I'd never been caught like that ever. And so this was entirely foreign to me, and I didn't have any idea what to do with it, because I had never experienced, as I said, I had never experienced paresthesia on this scale, like this widespread, or on this level. And so I reached out to my wonderful friends over at the Facebook support group, The Unchargeables. Love them dearly. And my dear friend Natalie Van Scheltinga for creating it. As I've said, they've been a fantastic help to me over the last several years. So, you know, if you learn nothing from my videos, go find the Unchargeables. They will be of more help to you than you could ever imagine. And so, you know, I reached out to them. I got a few suggestions. Some helped, some did not. And so after coming out of the other side of that experience, I want to share a few hat tricks of my own, and one that was shared with me by one of my unchargeable friends. Now, the first of my hat tricks that I want to share with you regarding the paresthesia itch is, you know, first of all, always use a body wash that contains colloidal oatmeal. I prefer Aveeno's formula for dry, itchy skin. It's got the blue label, so it's real easy to identify. This will help soothe your itchy skin and any inflammation with the oatmeal, because it's very, very helpful in that regard. And that'll help you from the outset, you know, for after any given shower. Because the oatmeal is just a calming agent in terms of, you know, getting your skin to like, okay, just chill out. Chill out there, you know, my friend. No need to panic. No need to be afraid. And in fact, before I stepped into my last shower, my skin actually turned all blotchy and red and patchy and was like, what is this? Anticipatory paresthesia? What in the world is this mess? You know, it gets to the point where your skin actually starts to react before you've had the chance to experience any sort of stimulus. So it was like, what the heck is this mess? You know, why are you being so weird? And of course, my husband, you know, sweetheart, he always tries to inject some sense of humor in all things. And when I was busy drying myself off, or busy trying to like rip my skin off with my own fingernails and or the towel, he was like, you know, he came in, he said, "Are you okay?" And I told him, I said, "I'm fine. I'm not cold. I'm just, my skin is insane." And he said, "What, you got your skin from Crazy Larry's or what?" And so that's now the inside joke. But fortunately for me, I'm not the only dissatisfied customer of Crazy Larry. So my next hat trick comes to you from, like I said, from my friends at the Unchargeables support group. And a very, very special shout out to the wonderful friend who provided that hat trick. I will not use your name without permission. You know who you are. I will love you forever and ever and ever for this hat trick. And hopefully many, many more people will come to know and appreciate you and this little hat trick through this video and through the Unchargeables. The next thing that was suggested to me by my friends at the Unchargeables was to try a little peppermint oil in water as a mist. And you can find, I was fortunate actually, because my grocery store carries quite a lot of essential oils. And they carry actually a pretty good selection of essential oils. Now, if you don't happen to be as fortunate as I am, you can find essential oils at any good vitamin shop, or if you're really in a pinch, you can find them, absolutely, you can find them online. I have searched it out. You can find them on any sort of vitamin shop website, or you can find them on Amazon or on eBay, that kind of thing. But a few drops of peppermint oil in water as a mist, or as my husband suggested, genius that he is, he suggested putting several drops in a carrier oil, such as almond oil or grapeseed oil. Now, because my store happened to be out of stock on the grapeseed oil, I looked for other options. Jojoba oil was quite a bit more expensive than I wanted to spend money on. And so I ended up with avocado oil as a carrier oil for my peppermint. And so to fill a 3 or 4 ounce container like this one, yes, you've seen this before, and I love these guys. To fill a 3 or 4 ounce container such as this, I used about 25 drops. A little of that peppermint oil goes a really long way. I used about 25 drops of the peppermint oil first into the container, and then I filled the rest of it with the avocado oil, gave it a really, really good shake, and there you go. Now, the opening on this little container is a little bit messy and a little bit unpredictable on how much it dispenses. So I decided to take it one step further, and I just moved my oil into a spray bottle. And so you can see I've gotten clever with it. I've dubbed it a cure for the itch. But this actually, you know, you can just one shot and put it wherever you want. And it's been such a godsend to me in terms of relieving those paresthesia itchies and not wanting to just rip my skin off with my own fingernails, excuse me. Lastly, If there is absolutely positively no other way, and there's just no other way of getting any relief at all, and you have to scratch, please don't use your fingernails. That does so much harm. That introduces so much possibility for infection. And honestly, it doesn't relieve the itch quite as much as you might think. If you absolutely, positively must scratch, use a nice bath brush. This one is made by a company called Clean Logic, and it's got some very, very, very stiff, you can hear them, very, very stiff bristles. And they're very, very good for scratching that itch without doing any real physical harm. And so I will leave you with that. Until next time, my friends, this is the Spoon Bunny signing off. May your spoons be plenty and your troubles be few. Have a great day.